students, this is Heather Hammond-Williams again. I wanted to go over the observation paper. I already went over formatting, so you can look at that. I'm strictly going to go over the observation part of our preschool option. So if you do decide to do a preschooler, which is so much fun too, right? The child does have to be between the age of 3 and 6. They cannot be younger, they cannot be older, because these tasks are going to be either too easy or they're going to be really hard and they're going to struggle. So please note, like if you're at the younger age of 3, they might struggle with some of these tasks. If you're at the older age of like 6 and about to be 7, they're going to probably do fine on most of these. So I just wanted to kind of let you know that, it is age connected. So I've already went over the formatting. So you need that introduction. Now the part I'm really going to focus on in this section is the actual observation, and strictly on preschool. I'll do another video on the other options. So with the preschool one, what we're looking at is cognitive development. We're looking at gross motor development and fine motor development. And then in the paper, you're going to have to answer the other developmental domains. But the actual observation that you're going to be doing is going to be focusing on that. So you are going to have checklists. You're going to have, these different options. If you can print the items out, that's great. If not, you can even just write it on a piece of paper. However you want to do it is fine with me, because I know times are a little hard right now. So it's okay. So with that, you're not creating your own. You have to follow this, and you have to follow it precisely, or you're not going to get the full points. And we love points, so let's do what we can do, right? So with the children, you are going to have some items for this one. So what you're really going to need is having, you're going to need some blocks. Now, I always have students who are like, I don't have blocks. The focus of that, you're going to need 20 items, and 10 of them need to be one color and the other 10 need to be another color. So it does have to be 2 colors, and you're going to need 20 items. So with that, if you don't have blocks, you can do counting bears. I've had students do like straws. You can be pretty creative. As long as you have 20 of the items and you have 2 colors, that is the focus of it. So if you need to adapt it to what you have, I'm okay with that. So whatever you need to do. Bottle caps, I don't even care what you have, whatever works. So you are going to have to follow the script that I do provide. You are going to need some, these shapes that I'm providing and things like that. So you're going to need some space for them to do some of these things too, like some writing utensils and colors and stuff like that too. So the big thing is like the items of the 20, because most students are like, I don't have blocks. I'm like, you do Legos, you can do whatever, you can be creative. So with this, we're going to be looking at the conservation numbers and serialization tasks. This is all cognitive development. So I'm actually, you can read that part, it's great. And then the checklist, you can read how to do it. And then there's the analysis. What I want to scroll down to is actually, let's just keep scrolling. Here we go. Is the actual what you're going to be doing. So remind you, if you can't print this out, you can handwrite it. I'm fine with that. I know there's a lot going on right now. So you're going to answer these questions like age of the child, grade level if they aren't, the gender of the child. So this one is the one with the blocks. So it says green and purple. You can pick different colors, you guys. Just needs to be 2 different colors. Contrast kind of helps with that. So green and purple actually kind of stand out. That's why it works better. But if you need blue and red, that will work. Yellow and gray, I don't care. You can do as long as you have 10 items of one color and 10 items of another color, but they do have to be the same items for the child to be able to do the task. So what you're going to be doing is spacing them out. So you're going to do the blocks. You're actually going to follow the script with the blocks. You're going to basically see what the child does. If you are worried that you're going to forget, I would take a picture of what the child does and then do some ad-libs on your notes what the child says. So sometimes children are going to tell you, oh, they're the same. Oh, this one's longer. Oh, this one has more. So whatever they say, you be mindful and quote them as much as you can. So you just follow the script. Now I talk about I won't really go over that part because you guys can do all that on your own. Now the serialization task. Now this is where we're going to use these items at the bottom, and you're going to follow the script. You're going to have them lay out the material. You're going to mix it up. You're going to let them draw it, and then you're going to tell me how did they do it. So you can take a picture of it. Let me show you where it is. Actually, let me come back to the checklist. Sorry guys. There we go. So these are your strips. So these are the strips right there that you could cut out. If you need to just use paper and you cut it, make your own strips, that's fine. The key is having these different numbers. So you're going to need about you're going to need five strips, and they do need to be different sizes because it's going to help the child determine if they know, length, things like that, tall, short. And then you're going to have a series of circles. So once again, if you can't print this paper out, you can cut them on, well, you're going to have the child cut those ones, but you're going to have these out here. And then you're going to have the hearts, and then these are the tracing items to see how well they do. That will depend on age, right? That's a fine motor skill. So you're going to have the child trace this. Now, let's say you can't print this out. You can make a little slash lines and have the child trace it. So that would be that. So that would be the second task of cognitive. Now, then we have the checklist. So I already made a checklist for you. And if you can't print this out, write it. I'm okay with that. I know we got a lot going on. So you're basically going to state, does the child do these items or not? And a lot of this is going to be connected to age. Some children are going to be able to do some of these tasks, some aren't going to be able to. So like one in particular, like maybe trace some lines. I think there's like cutting. Yeah, cuts with scissors while holding paper. Maybe they are, but maybe they have the scissors like not correctly. So in the note section, you can say, technically, yes, they did cut. However, they were holding the scissors upside down, things like that. I always crack up because can they cut with a knife or fork? And like myself, I don't let my 7-year-old cut with a knife. I'm like, oh, give it to me. I'll do it myself. So you can say things like mother said, or, parent said. They're not allowed to do that. I'm okay with that because I'm the same way. So you're actually just going to go through this and just check off. Now, I do want a picture of this. So I want a picture of this. Take one, send it to me. I also want to see how did they take like the hearts, how did they do the blocks. So you can take a picture of that too. Remind you, I don't want a picture of the child. I just want a picture of the work. So this is basically what you're going to be doing for the observation, and then go to the formatting video to see how do you format the actual assignment, because there's a lot more to the writing part than just doing this observation. So I really hope that helped. If you have questions, feel free to ask me.